Alright, it's time. We are gonna get these suckers out of here. These are the Cucamelons. Look at this one. It reached right out and wrapped itself around the power cord of the lamp. Oh, this is nuts. Well, it's time to get these out of here and get them into a planter. We have a earth box that we're gonna set up outside, and we're gonna pull this tray out, and we're gonna put these things in their new home so they could really start climbing and get us some darn Cucamelons. This is fantastic. This tray also shares, you can see back here, these are the red peppers, the sweet red peppers that we got too. So I'm gonna plant those as well, and we'll deal with these guys another day. Wow! Now I don't know if any of you guys have ever used this before. Usually they're called earth boxes, but at Lowe's and Home Depot, these ones have seemed to have taken over. You see right here. Patio Pickers Raised Garden Kit. Grow more with less time, less work. Less work my ass. But it works so good out in the backyard that I'm going to use this for the Cucamelons. Clips here that I need to undo, and basically the only thing in this is just the wheels. Comes with 4 caster wheels you put on the bottom, and a plastic tube that sits right here in the corner, and you actually just fill up the tube and it runs out these side holes when the thing's full, and you don't water from the top. We're going to put a piece of black plastic across that once we get our stuff in place. So let's get to work. Shit, I don't have enough soil.
Time to slip and slide with the merry guy. He very fly. You'll catch him in the sky. Fear making on the side. Why? Cause he can. He's a man. Do you understand? Standing on this land with the world in his hands. And it's simple. Roger that. Tenfold. Merry guy. FYI. That's just for your info. Tune in. Stick a spoon in. If you can't see it, then zoom in. Merry guy is hotter than the summer when June ends. Hey.
Okay, I'm back. Let's try this again. You have your box with the stands inside. You have 4 little caster legs. I noticed with this one that 2 of the legs, they just kind of slide in and out, and they're not stopping. So I got this old earth pot, and I'll just rip a corner of that off, and I'm going to use that to pinch in between the wheel and the thing. I'll cut off the excess, and now it's pinched in there, it's not coming out. So that's pretty much it. There's only 2 other pieces that go along with this, and that is the screen, and there it is. You see this, it's got 4 sides, and this one side has the little notch here, and on the inside you see you got 3 big holes, and then the small one goes over there. So small and small, just match it up, it lays right in there. And then it comes with this little black tube, and that just sits right there. And build your soil around that, and this is what you're going to water into, because you water from the bottom up. A good tip when you're using any one of these though, and you fill it up with soil, really compact the corners with soil. It'll help this thing drain and water much better. So I'll show you that when we put our soil together. Now for this, we're going to mix our own soil together, and I'm going to use this to go ahead and mix it up. When I say mix it, it's because we're going to create our own soil mix. I didn't do that on the last one, although I followed the instructions, which call for laying down a small bit of garden lime or dolomite and adding fertilizer as well, and it's worked great. But if I've learned anything lately, it's that you can make your own soil much better than you can make anything else. I am still going to use Miracle Grow as a base. I'm going to follow Ray over at Praxis's method of creating soil for his plants, the same one that he does over in his Voodoo Garden channel. And I'm going to give that a shot this time. And that's going to call for moisture control potting mix, and then parts of vermiculite and parts of worm castings. So we're going to put that together and get that all mixed up, and we're going to get it in there and then get ready to transplant our seedlings, or big seedlings. Considering he did it in a big plant or a big pot, and I'm using something much bigger than this. I mean, this thing holds 2 or 3 gallons of water when it's full just for the plants. So I'm going to take a 55 quart bag of potting soil, and then I'm going to add, based on rough math in my head that has no scientific bearing on anything whatsoever, we're going to add 3 cups of vermiculite, and we're going to add 3 cups of worm castings. We're still going to add some garden lime, but I'm not going to add the fertilizer crystals. Through feeding through watering and stuff, I think I'll be just fine, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's get started. I can't remember if this is the one you're not supposed to breathe in or not, but to play it safe, I'm not going to breathe any of this stuff in. There we go. There's 1, 2, 3. And here's our earthworm castings right here. And we're going to do 3 cups of this as well. Now apparently, when it comes to this stuff, more is not better. They like a little bit of it, but not too much. That being said, it looks like 2 is going to be good enough. I'm not going to push my luck too much. And I have some perlite that I've been waiting to use up, so considering I got it, let's go ahead and throw 1 cup of that in as well. And to make it more interesting, there's some old custom mix. Alright. That should be good. I think we have all our all the stuff we need, so let's go ahead and mix this together. That already feels a lot lighter than it used to be. Dirt's very easy to push around, it's very light. That's exactly what we want. And I get the feeling that I used more soil, or I'm sorry, more of the potting mix than I originally anticipated. So even though it looks good, I'm going to add a little bit more vermiculite into this. And seeing how much to the end of this bag, we're going to add a lot more to it. This is really great potting mix. It's also about 700% humidity here in Orlando right now, so. Alright, I think that's about good. See right here, we'll just push the soil right around that tube. Alright, let's put a little thin sheet of garden lime on there, and we'll cover it up and get our plants in. Nice and loose. Comes with a little net here that'll go over top of the plants to keep weeds from coming up. So let's go get our seedlings and our seed starter kits and get them in here. All right, here they are. They're not looking too glorious looking because they've been out of the light for the last I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. So they've calmed down a little bit. It made them a little easier to pull apart from the stuff they were clinging to. This right here, wow, look at these. These runners just took off across this entire flat, and this is just today. It wasn't doing this yesterday. Alright, so this right here is the Cucamelons. These guys right in here, I'm going to clean these guys up a little bit before the vines get all in there. But these guys right here are those rare seeds red peppers that I bought too, and they're growing great, and they've got you know, several set of leaves on here. So I'm gonna replant these in some bigger pots, and it probably won't be their final destination, but they're gonna go somewhere too. Get rid of that. Also in here I put satin spinach, and I know it's way too late to do any spinach, but it doesn't matter because that's a strikeout right there. They didn't even pop. However, the red romaine lettuce all came in, and the Swiss chard did too. The Swiss chard looked really good when it started sprouting out, but I don't think I had enough light underneath these things because they started getting a little laggy, and then all of a sudden I bombarded them all with light, and everything did great except for these. They didn't do too well, so I'm going to take 2 or 3 of, I guess, the healthiest looking ones, and I'm going to put those in a little pot. But right now let's just focus on the Cucamelons, and let's get those in there. Well, here they are. Will they live? Will they die? I have no idea. All I know is don't ever let your Cucamelons grow that long in a seed starter, because that was a tangled mess, but I got them apart pretty gently. I'm more worried about tearing roots and you know, just them getting too deep. But I planted in here, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, let's just say 9 or 10. So we're going to let these go, see what happens. I still have more left. Those are going to go into individual pots. I'll show you those later, along with the other little guys. So let's wait for the next update and see if I got some of these to take hold. They were pretty delicate, so I was worried about it, but we may come through. We may come through okay. So I'll let you know. Alright, well here it is the next morning, and everything's not dead and laying on the ground, so that gives me a little bit of hope. And there should be some partial shade here today, and hopefully I'll give these guys a chance to kind of settle into the new soil and grab onto things and start growing again. So let's see. And then all the here's what I did afterwards last night and replanted all the other individuals. I decided to go ahead and do them all. The ones with stakes are obviously the Cucamelons, and then in there I have the red peppers, a couple things of the romaine lettuce, and Swiss chard as well. So these are going to go inside this morning, and they're going to be on the setup I'll show you later at the tour. So they'll be kind of by a windowsill, and they'll have their own CFL lighting as well, just until they get strong enough to go outside.